Salah satu tim unggulan di IBL Tokopedia 2023 ini adalah Prawira Bandung yang di musim tahun 2023 ini tetap dilatih oleh Coach David Singleton. Nah, apakah di musim ini Coach David Singleton telah menemukan seluruh pemain yang dibutuhkannya untuk bisa menjadi juara IBL? Ayo kita ikuti wawancara singkat saya bersama dengan Coach David Singleton dari Prawira Bandung berikut ini. Okay, Coach David Singleton, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
All right. Coach, maybe I just repeat the question that I asked you last year, similar questions.
Yeah.
Do you feel at this time, after two series playing in the IBL 2023, do you think that you already, pull up and having all the pieces together to make a run at the championship?
It's a question I think a lot of people ask, and it's a great question. I think, to be honest, we believe we have a strong team. We believe we have a chance to be there at the end of the season. But for me, I try to stay away from the predictions. I try to stay away from the talk of that, especially with the team, because it just takes away from what we're doing right now and staying in the moment. And that's what we've been about, is the process. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the chase. So for us, do we believe? Yeah, but we want to focus on every day, and we want to focus on each series. And then once we get to that point, I think we'll, we can talk about that. But for right now, I think the biggest thing is just winning each series, doing our best in each series, and then going from there. And so far, so good. I think the boys are playing well, and I think the guys are really enjoying the game right now.
All right, just looking at the second series, out of the 4 games that you guys played in the second series, 3 of them, Prawira, I think one of the game hit the century marks, and the other 2 almost hit the century marks. Yes. It shows that your team has been playing with a lot of confidence. Maybe how do you instill the confidence to your team so that they can perform at a high level, especially at their performance in the second series?
It's a great question. I think to be honest, it's just about every day we challenge these guys to be more. And I think some of these guys that come here, they didn't really understand, or when I came here as well, like what they actually could be. You have players like Yuta, you have players like Taj Davis Spencer in the past, Chris Sterling, you had obviously Abraham. These players that are obviously very good, and they play well with the ball and they make a lot of plays. But when you look at the depth of the team, guys like Allen, who's totally turned his career around and made something special of himself, and Hans Abraham is being as consistent as can be, maybe the best shooter in the league, stepping up in replace of, Abraham and different things when Jared Shaw was out of the games early in the season. These guys were stepping up to the plate and making plays. And then you see guys like Reza Guntada, who in his first season with me as an all-star, and he's still playing high-level, double-doubles each night, defending so well. So it's just about challenging these guys to be better versions of themselves, letting them know how much more they can do. One of our biggest messages this year is, how can you help? How can you help this team? How can you impact the game? Scoring, not scoring, whatever your role is, how can you help? And I think guys are really getting interested in that message, and they're really starting to love what they do and love their role, and the work is starting to show. So I think it's a good thing.
Oh, you mentioned Tess David Spencer and also Chris Sterling from last year's team. This year you have Brandon Francis and also Jared Shaw. Maybe first question is, were you involved in drafting these 2 players?
Absolutely.
All right.
We did a lot of research on both Brandon and Jared. And we really liked Jared actually originally. We actually knew he was playing in another league, and then we also, thought maybe he was out of our, picture. Maybe somebody else would take him earlier than us. And it actually didn't go that way, but we're super happy to have Jared. I think he's brought such a, dynamic shooting ability with his length and his size, and then smarts. He has such a high IQ of basketball. And he's so efficient. I mean, honestly, he doesn't miss many shots. And then obviously, as you guys know, Brandon, I did a long research on him. I know his college coach, former Texas coach, Chris Beard, former Texas Tech coach, who I met this past summer, and had some conversations with him as well about Brandon, who went to the national championship at Texas Tech versus Virginia, and just the player he is, the person he is. Him coming from the Dominican Republic, having humble beginnings and just being able to make something for himself out of that country and go play in America. I knew that he had the will, he had the desire to be a good player, and um, to be honest, I think we got really lucky to get him. I'm super happy that he fell to us that late and that he was available. It was the biggest number one decision that we all had in the draft room with Teddy, our assistant coaches, that we had to take a guy like Brandon. I mean, you guys see the level of player he is, and I think the whole league has gotten better with the imports as well. So it's kind of a nice thing to see. But we're very happy with our two, and we think they fit exactly what we want and what we do very well.
Okay. All right. So you got the best out of the foreign players, but you also get the best from the a local player as well. We know there's a situation with Abraham Damar Grahita, which cannot play for Prawira so far, but you get the best out of Yuda Saputra and also Hans Abraham in the several few games. What can you say about the development of these local players?
I think it has to do with our continuity from year one to year two. I think the guys understand the program. They have to switch coaches. They don't have to switch systems. They know what I want. They know who I am. They know what to expect. We started out in the early in the local tournament, preseason tournament, kind of struggling as far as our games and stuff. I mean, we went 5-1, but we had a bad preparation time. We only had 6 players of practice, and so I think getting a real camp after that tournament, really being able to work with Hans, work with Yuta, specifically on development, skills, confidence, putting them in scenarios where they have to do more rather than just kind of just be a guy that stands on the side or just waits for other people to do things. And we instill that confidence. I mean, Hans is purely one of the best shooters in this league, technically sound. It's a beautiful, shot and release. And I just let him know that, look, you have a freedom here. You have a green light. You're a threat. You're lethal. And we just let him know anytime he's on the court, he's got the free will to shoot. Anytime Yuta has the ball, he has to obviously step up when Brahm is out. And we had a conversation about that. When Abraham left and, he's going for his dreams, he's going for his goals. I think the biggest thing was everybody understood that, it's time to step up. It's not time to, be worried about Abraham or feel sad or anything like that. It's time for everybody to get their opportunity and step up. And you're seeing a lot of guys really doing that, and the ball is moving, and we're sharing it well. We had 53 assists in the last 2 games. And so it's just a great combination of guys having great chemistry and being ready for the moment. So it's been good.
All right. I think the message is well received by all of your players so far. Coach, last questions. There's going to be 2 more series before the long breaks in the IBL 2023. Yeah. What do you expect from your team? What do you expect from your team to perform in the next couple series?
Yeah, that's the big challenge. I mean, we talk about next game is the most important game. We talk about the process, the chase. We can never look past any opponent, and we want to take every game super serious because really we haven't done anything yet. I mean, so early in the season, there's so much more that can happen. So for us, every game matters, every game counts, and I expect us to play, hopefully even better, to be quite honest. I think obviously the offense is a beautiful thing right now. I think we're doing good things. We can do a lot of things better. But defensively, that's where we want to improve. And I think we've challenged these guys this week to take that into the Surabaya series and just really focus down on our defense and be better on that side. And I think if we can put those both together with the way that we're playing offense, I think we'll be very dangerous and very tough to beat. But we're looking to, do our best in these next 2 series and hopefully stay at the top of the league, hopefully.
Are you guys confident to sweep all the games in the Surabaya series?
We're confident in our next game. We're ready to play EVOS, and that's the most important game. And then from there, after the series, we'll let you know how it goes. But next game is the most important game. EVOS is the most important game of our season so far, and that's what we have to focus on.
All right, Coach David, thank you so much. So this
Yes.
is just a quick interview. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
And good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, as always. I love being a part of your show, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. All right.